Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls 2. And we are once again at this place for the now third and final time. Because there is one way left to go. Because last time we went out into the undead crypt and retrieved a specific ring, the King's Ring. And with the help of this ring we can now go through and open the gate that is on the other side. On the path here we have these, I don't even know, what are these called? Are these kobolds? Are these called kobolds? I don't know. These creatures. These creatures that inflict petrification. And another ogre. So, let's just run through. I hope they won't follow me that far. Because we're going to encounter a few more ogres. And of course, here we have one of these doors that we can only open with the ring, and in front of it, a cyanide, as always. Make way. Come on. Get out of here. Open the gate. And it opens itself by just equipping the ring. You are not opening it by yourself. It is opening by itself. And now we're in Aldia's keep. Isn't that nice? And if we have a look at this area from here, there are quite a few things that are wrong with this area. Or not with this area in particular, but with the next area, because if we look up we can't see shit. And that's important for the episode after this one, because the area after Aldia's keep should be visible from here. And it should look like these rock formations that are like this one and this one. They should look completely different, but that's a problem for next episode, right? Not for this one. So Aldia's keep. Here's a nice front yard, I should say. Looks a bit dead, the plants and stuff, but oh well. I guess he's no longer concerned with his garden here. And we also find a bonfire. And I did everything correct. We find Lucatil over here as well. So let's talk to her.
Who are you?
Ah.
Oh.
Come on.
No, forgive me. I know you. Yes, of course.
We've talked about her enough, I think.
How goes your journey? I know not what you seek in this faraway land.
Me neither.
But I pray for your safety.
I got a fancy new ring, that's why I'm here, and apparently she too has this ring.
Please take these.
Okay.
Consider this thanks for keeping me sane.
Somewhat same, I would assume.
My name is Lucatil. I beg of you remember my name, for I may not myself. My name is...
Okay.
I beg of... for I may...
Yeah, he's going, she's going hollow. As we've noticed before. Half her face is already hollowed up. I mean, why isn't she just using a human effigy? Like, come on, just use the in-game mechanics. Ah. But quite a good storyline, quite a good story that's been told, even though the way you progress the storyline isn't necessarily the best way of conveying something like this, like forced summons and then they have to survive. That's shit. Luckily in Dark Souls 3, there's more of these storylines where you are being summoned to help the NPC, and this is much better. So you are not forced to summon anyone and have them survive. So, but let's visit Aldia's keep. Quite a nice, well, not nice now, but probably was quite the nice keep. I would call it a mansion. It's not really a keep. A keep is something different. I mean, you have a wall there, sure, but it does not look particularly well defended. But oh well, let's go into this thing and see what's inside. The first thing that we notice is fog wall. Invasion. Aslatir of Mirror. That is Lucatil's brother, and he will invade over here. Come, come. I like how they don't even try to evade. They're just taking the damage. So stupid, the AI. Holy shit. But yeah, first impression of this area, it looks already a bit strange. Like, with all the water. I mean, it could look nice, but there are not even fish inside. What's up with these gates here? Why is the water... like, why is there more water than we need? I just assume this is for looks, right? It looks like a pond where you put in fish and stuff, but honestly I wouldn't put fish down there with the... It doesn't look suited for fish. And if we have a look from the outside again, it's much wider than it actually is. Like, the building looks much wider than it actually is. Kinda sad that we don't get to see more of this area. And it's quite tall. There should be another story in here, but there isn't. I can already spoil it for you, but it's just one straight path, basically through the whole keep. And I guess these wagons here, you can only destroy them by with ogres and with another thing that they weirdly didn't keep. But you can only destroy it with big monsters, and inside are, I think, the basilisks. But this is a reference to Demon Souls, where they also had these wagons with something in it. I think in there were dogs in Demon Souls. And now to the saddest part, also strange part. Because we have this bigger skeleton of a dragon here, right? And I don't exactly know what triggers it. I think this is probably wrong. But first of all, what's with the skeleton? If you've seen some trailer, I think there was a scene where the skeleton would wake up, would move, and would just crash into the player when he's standing somewhere here. And so it's a one-time thing, and this can still happen, but I don't know what exactly triggers it. If you need to come here more often, if it's just that. But then where exactly is the trigger zone for that? Or maybe it is beating the boss and coming in here again. That might be it. Or maybe it has something to do with the questline of the NPC that is here. I have no idea. But let's have a look at this place. Because it's quite the big hall here. Looks quite fancy with all the statues and stuff. I guess it's just some entrance here, like... What is it called? Like the foyer? Is it called that? Of course we have a table here, or two tables actually. Oh, we can play with the chairs, nice. But not much decor in here. And I guess... What decor would you want to have in here? I don't think tables are fitting. Maybe benches on the side instead of tables. And maybe a carpet. Stuff like that. And you definitely want to repair the roof, but oh well. So yeah, let's start with the ground level, because there isn't that much more here to explore. We have these torches, and it says here, don't you dare. And what happens when you light these is the following thing. For some reason they spawn an invader type entity, like the Forlorn. Actually, it looks exactly, this is the Forlorn invader, but these aren't dropping anything if I remember correctly. But at least they're a bit smarter than Aslat here. They're actually dodging sometimes. Oh look, a dodge roll. Another one. Isn't that amazing? And they take quite a beating. So you can see they have no face features, they're like a husk basically. But no drop. And on this side, we have a lever with a bunch of messages. Pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. So you're not supposed to use this lever. And it's actually not a trap, it's not a good idea to pull this lever. And then on this side, we have a force field of some sort with a prisoner inside.
Please, just stay away. No, please, don't come near me. Nothing good will come of it.
And there's an interesting character, and here's a somewhat interesting mechanic. Because, first of all, if you're opening, like if you're pulling this lever and you open this force field or remove the force field, he is free, he will invade you in many places. And I think I'm gonna do this because he has cool moves. But he has a quest line, an assassination quest line. You don't actually need to kill anyone, but you need to show him specific items that you get at certain points in the game. I think he wants you to kill Kale. You just need Kale's helmet. You get it later on in his quest line. He wants you to kill Gilligan, the leathersmith or whatever. And you can just buy the miniature leather from him, and that's the item that you need to show him. And he wants you to kill the Emerald Herald, but you only need to show the feather that you get from basically finishing this area here, finishing Aldia's Keep, and going to the next bonfire, and then you get that thing. So, and he gives you rewards for that. But I can't access this quest line right now because I need to be hollow. I actually need to die once and approach him while I'm hollow with this character. And then he will, like, switch. Basically, I think he's supposed to have, like, two personalities living inside of him. Kind of cringy how they try to convey that. This is not how this illness or whatever you want to call it, this stuff works, but whatever. It's still a fun mechanic. But yeah, I want to free him because he has a few cool moves that I want to show you. Because he again is an old model. That means he has fancy stuff that the player can't have. He has fancy moves. Specifically his spells. He's a spellcaster. And he has a lot of fancy spells that sadly the player can't use. They look wild. So I freed him. What have you done? No.
By the very gods, what have you done?
I freed you.
You've really done it. You'll never escape him.
Yeah. Now you can buy some stuff here. I guess this is now my last chance to buy stuff here. Doesn't really matter. I want to see the cool moves. I don't know, do I need to reset already to let him vanish? Let's just do it. Let's just do it, just in case. I mean, maybe I activate the skeleton now. Again, I don't know what the trigger is, but just need to re-enter from here. Where's Lucatia? Is she gone now? Yeah, good. She's gone for good now. Her questline is done. Okay, back into Aldia's Keep. Again, kind of disappointing that we can't explore more of this keep or Like, at least put a door somewhere over here that it indicates that there are more rooms than just this one. I mean, the area is much wider. And no, the skeleton isn't doing anything right now. Is Navlan, I think his name is he gone now? Oh, he's still there, okay. Then I don't need to reset this, but better safe than sorry, I guess. Okay, let's continue up these stairs. I wonder how he got the skeleton in here, to be honest. Like, he was, this is Aldia's keep, he was, what's it called, experimenting with dragons and on other creatures, trying to make them dragons or something. Trying to create dragons, and I don't know how he got this dragon in here, to be honest. A kind of weird place to put a dragon, or put the skeleton of a dragon. I don't think, like, there was an actual dragon in here and it just died and decayed. I don't think that's the case. I think he brought the skeleton in here. Because how do you fit a dragon in here? Like, you're not building this keep around the dragon. No shot. I don't think you can convince the dragon to stand still for that long. And this always bothered me. How this chest is placed, by the way. Why is it so far to the left? Like, what the hell? But yeah, this, as you can see, this area is kind of disappointing. It feels very empty. No complexity to the layout of the level, of the building itself. We have a few, like, these mirrors that we found in Drangleic Castle, but this time they are these things again stuck inside, like the Looking Glass Knight. Lets me think that that Aldia helped his brother. I think they're brothers, right? Vendrick and Aldia, they're brothers. To create the Looking Glass Knight. That he created these mirrors. But there, someone is stuck in the mirror. But yeah, nothing special here, like... Actually, we have a summon sign. Can't remember who that is. Let's summon him. Who are you? You are... Oh, Lured! You can summon Lured here. Quite useless. But why not? Let's try and keep her as long as I can. Yep. Start emoting in front of the enemy, always good. Good idea. Alright. Like, I don't really get what's the deal with these things. Like, they're showing off a lot of experiments here, sure, but... I don't know, it feels kind of boring to go through here. Aldia's Keep was never, like, the most interesting area. At least not to me. It's like, whatever. Bunch of cages. It's definitely conveying that someone experimented here with all these different things. Like, they're petrified dudes here. You can get, like... You can get rid of your remaining fragrant branches of yore, even though the next area needs, I think, at least one as well. So you might want to be careful. But some of them are dropping interesting stuff. Here you get a bonfire ascetic, actually two, quite useless. Mushroom, so these two are not worth it. Let's see what this ogre drops, if anything. And this area looked in the previous version of this game a bit different. At least some things were changed. Like, I think the basilisk that is up there was it free? I think it wasn't caged in. The ogre. Oh no, it dropped something. Oh, this is actually worth it. Dragon Acolyte Mask. If you want to have the mask, then it's worth it, I guess. I mean, why build a weak as cage if this thing can just break out that easily? Holy shit, it tanks a lot. That was tanky. Drang Sage Should, also quite interesting. Might be worth it. Then there are more of these torches that you can light. I'm not gonna do that. It doesn't matter, it always spawns one. Is this a mimic? No. For some reason I thought it was a mimic. But I don't get these random ass torch thingies. Like the locations they're placed in are completely random. At least they feel completely random to me, like, what the hell? Why would you put this here? And look, it looks heavy. Like they also added this in a like in this version, the Skull of the First Sin version. It probably links Aldia to the creation of the Forlorn as well. That's what the world is telling me here. Might be completely wrong, but I don't know. Like, he's experimenting with stuff, and we can see all his experiments in here. And this beautiful place. We have mimics up there. Let's put the Ferrous Lockstone in here because this was also a cool thing. Like, that looked so epic in the trailer version where all these lights would appear. But this mansion is so disappointing. Like, look at the decor, it looks ugly as fuck. Like, you have this random ass thing, you have these paintings with enemies behind them, which is very obvious. Like, the enemies are kinda cool. But this area is not cool, that's the problem. This area is whack as fuck. I mean, sure, the corridor looks interesting with all these hanging, these hanging cages and the monsters inside. He's experimenting with mimics, maybe even creating them. He's experimenting with these big ass bugs, maybe mutating them to be that big. Who knows? He's experimenting on ogres, making them fatter or something. I don't know. Some cool storytelling here, definitely, but this area is just so... This doesn't even look like it belongs in this game. Like these toxic looking greenhouse vials. I don't know, this area is so weird. The layout is so simple, it's too simple. I feel like. And it's just a mess, it just looks like a mess. And kind of reflects the madness of Aldia, I guess. That it's not as clean looking, random as objects, seemingly random as objects. Failed decor, everything is full of experiments. Sure, it shows his obsession with this kind of topic with experimentations, but nonetheless, the area itself is boring as fuck. Like, there's no complexity to the layout. Could have been so much more. Like, from the outside it looked better. There's no cool lighting in here, like the thing with the lights. That could have been much cooler. With the better lighting engine, definitely. Or if this area would have been a bit darker. That would be cool. Also, yes, there's like this acid chamber, I guess. I don't know, is he creating these dogs like this? Like, he's throwing dogs in acid so that they lose their skin? Or are the dogs immune to this acid and they're just here to, like, to dissolve stuff? Like, the dogs are eating of the flesh and bones are clearly not dissolving in here, so it's just for dissolving flesh, I guess. definitely some cruel experiments. And we can later on see in the next room that is to the left over here. First of all, hello. Oh no, there's no one inside here. But in here there's one. Hello. And this one is for the Painting Guardian there. For the New Game Plus Painting Guardian, I think. Can you stop blocking, please? I'd appreciate if it would just die. Good. Can I open this one? No, this one is locked. So I need to find a key. Here we have one of these doors that cannot be opened. So what we need to do here is getting the attention of the ogre. Go over to this door, let the ogre smash the door, and then we get a weapon inside. Man, the trailers... This area looked much cooler in the trailer. If you've seen it. Right? They also had this... They showcased this mechanic with the ogre smashing through the door and then flattening the character. Like, instead of putting this... Oh, he actually destroyed this wagon to free the basilisks. Excuse me? I needed to cough there. Holy shit. Like, instead of putting this right in front, they could have put it more like on the wall, on the side wall, making this an optional encounter. Would have been probably better. Huh? Did he drop down? Oh no, he's standing. I didn't see you. But yeah, here you can... This is good storytelling. Like, like, this area is disappointing looking and all, but the storytelling in here is good. Like, all the... Like, they butchered a bunch of giants here. Like, feeding them, I guess, to the dogs or whatever this is supposed to be. Like, either feeding them to the dogs or torturing and dissolving them here. They're butchering, they're already dead. Kinda gruesome. Looks like one of these, like... Do it, please. Like, down there are the dogs, they're caged in. So why ever they're standing in acid, don't know. Maybe this is their... These are their excrements, maybe they're... pooping or pissing out acid instead of normal stuff. But yeah, someone was fed giants. They had a giant diet, I guess. More random stuff. Torture instruments. Vases that do not belong here. Like random ass tables that do not... that don't look like they belong here. Where do I actually get this key from? Come on, give me the key. Give me a key. Is this key? That is not the key. Open up, please. Thank you. Navlan. Okay. Yeah, Navlan. First, I want to get rid of this thing. Navlan, no. Look at his spells. Look how wild that looks. Ah, that looks so cool. Ah, what was that? Go away, Luet. Get further away. Okay, we have the spell as well. And it works as well. Just the cast animation looks different. What is he casting now? Like, I guess this is, what is it called? Dark Beat? I like his karate chops. Hitting her shield constantly. Come on, do more spells, yeah. This is the vortex again. That's not that interesting. Do the other thing again with the Dark beat, or some version of dark beat. Oh, do the... What is it called? Now he's doing nothing. Great. I think Scraps of Life it's called. That he did first. Just an old version. Where it's not flying so wild through the area. I guess he's doing that from a different... Yeah, this one. This could be an old version of Scraps of Life. I mean, it has the circle on the ground that is still the same. The cast animation is completely different. But so is this one, and he's seemingly casting all of this without a casting tool. Probably making him a unique character similar to Arcane, I guess. Because I'm not really sure if these are the same spells, like just the old version of the spells that the player could acquire, or if these are similar to Arcane's spells and this is the same thing for Arcane. I'm not sure if he uses spells that the player could have acquired previously, like in the old version with the old movement system. Or maybe it's not dark beat. It looks like a shotgun, but kind of has a weird like its range seems to be off sometimes. Probably because of the rubble or something. Let's just get rid of him. Come on, wanna... Yeah. Good job, Bluet. So where do I get this key from? Do I get it from beating the boss? Because if I'm not... And this is what I mean. Like, look at this area. Right? We didn't see that shit from outside. We didn't see that from the outside. Looks much better here. This looks actually amazing. Holy fuck. Like, this is how you do a background in this game. Like, this one looks actually somewhat detailed, even though these are 2D trees. Like 2D textures, creating a cross, and then that's a tree. But that doesn't matter. That looks actually amazing. This is how you create a landscape. Minus the weird cut fork over there, or whatever it is supposed to be. I don't know. But this environment looks amazing. And so far, actually, by making the ground over there so low textured or low resolution, it looks far further away than it actually is. I bet it's way closer to the player than it actually is, or than it looks like. But let's go into this cage here. How the fuck he built this cage, I don't know, but in here we have the Guardian Drake or something. It's just a regular dragon. We've already beaten one of these in Heights Tower of Flame. This one just flies a bit more, but nothing special really. It has a few special moves where it clings to the side of the cage, which is kind of cool. But I guess the rest is similar or the same. Come on, fly to the edge of the cage. Come on. Stop flying so much with these foreign shit. It's kind of annoying. I think you can also cut the tail here, but it's not doing anything. Like, what the fuck is he? There, this is what I mean. That is cool, what's it called? Like, interaction with the environment. That's pretty cool. But I wonder... let's go to the side of the arena. Can he actually... He can actually fly out of here. Like, he probably could just break through one of these spikes and get out. Which lets me think that he's actually here for free. Like, he's guarding this place, like, voluntarily. Even though it doesn't look like it, there are quite a few, like, these hooks and so. Like, instruments of torture are still in here. But he can definitely fly out. Look how much space there is. I would be happy if we could get rid of you right now. Thank you. Do I get key? Give me the key, please. Shit. That's not the key. I don't want to go any further. So that means I have to force my way through. Is that the way we have to do it? Huh? Oh no, these were just... Really? Where the fuck is the key usually? Is it further into the area or did I just miss it here? Doesn't matter. Then brute force. I'm going to brute force my way through here as usual. Team type. Oh no, not team type. Where is it? There. No clip. And... Ooh. Can actually see what's inside. Turn it off. Okay. So, what do we have in here? We have a Browning Magus. Nice. So, did Aldia create them or experiment with them, or are they here to cooperate with Aldia? Maybe. I just guessed that these acolytes here are his servants. Then this is a mimic, right? What happens if I open a mimic? Nothing, okay. What I really like about these mimics is the mimics in Dark Souls 2, in my opinion, look much more scarier than the mimics in Dark Souls 1. And what I love about the Dark Souls 3 mimics is that they have both versions. I guess they've also experimented or created these gargoyles. And what the fuck are these cages? Like, dude, you need better cages here if you want to contain any of your experimentations or creations. Could really be both. These dudes here also don't really sound human anymore. Maybe these are just hollows, or maybe they are also deformed. Another mimic. Yeah. Get rid of it. Give me that. Bonfire aesthetic, nice. Another mimic. Wooden this time. Yeah, he created a lot of... He created lots and lots of mimics. So this is the third in this room, by the way. Let's see, what do we have here? Sort of a brown knight, okay. So, then where's the lever? Holy shit, the ceiling is pretty dark in here. I wonder where the light is coming from. I also have this, this indent in the ground. And part of me thinks this is to collect, like, liquids. But for that, the room kind of needs to be a bit slanted towards this this thing, and then there need to be holes on the side. So I don't think this is supposed to be like a blood catcher or something, or other liquid catcher. I guess more in restraining instruments or something. more tables to butcher things or to carve up things. Experiments on humans, experiments on all other things. Okay, I need to clip through here again. This is annoying. Where do I get the key? It's not from inside here, is it? Yeah, sorry. Am I stuck here now? No, okay. So let's get rid of the ogre first. They're so tanky. The other one too, I guess. I want to have a look at this failed dragon or whatever they're called. Because this was Aldia's try to create a dragon, and it created this thing. And in the previous version, these were imprisoned in the what is it called? Lost Bastille, but the tower in front, or the area in front of the Lost Sinner. There were 3 of them, I think, imprisoned in the cells. Like, not imprisoned, but world design wise or storytelling wise imprisoned in there. And these were experiments from Aldia. But we're already through this area, holy shit. I mean, sure, it's quite a small area. And of course this had to be a corrosive version and not the poison version. Another mimic. What do you have to offer? Black witch stuff. Okay, you can farm that thing. Not quite worth it. And the last mimic over here. What secrets do you have? You have... oh, fragrant branch of yore. Okay, that's kind of worth it. But yeah, I don't know where you get the key from. Probably later in the dragon area. But okay, I guess I'm ending the episode over here somewhere, where it looks better than inside. Because the whole area was kind of disappointing. Level wise. I mean, the storytelling in there is quite good. Or, like, I mean, quite obvious, but experimenting on a bunch of stuff and doing a bunch of things that you shouldn't really do. That's unethical. A bunch of unethical experiments. But the layout itself, let's recap. Right. Starting with the world design. The world design is quite nice. Layout of the level, or layout of the keep. That isn't really a keep, more like probably a laboratory or maybe a mansion of some sort, but not a keep. It's not a keep. It's not fortified. It's not well enough fortified to be a keep. It doesn't have the usual characteristics of a keep. But it doesn't matter. Aldia's keep sounds much better than Aldia's mansion or something. Or laboratory. Because that name would give things away. But yeah, a bunch of stuff inside that tells the one thing that he experimented on stuff and all. So the world design is fine. The layout is very boring. Looked better from the outside. But it's okay, I guess. It's okay. Aldia is definitely one of the more interesting characters of this game, but sadly his mansion over here is kind of boring. Poorly designed, boring. Not poorly designed. Like, the story speaks for itself, but kind kind of forgettable, this area, to be honest. Now through the level design. Back to the level design. What was I calling? Am I calling this level design? I'm kinda tired now. Game design. Back to the game design, right? Level first. As I said in the world design, the level is kind of boring. Like, it's one straight path with a few doors left and right. They did a few interesting things where you had these ogres smashing through the doors, and then the ogres have to destroy certain things so you can gain access to them. Not a very unique mechanic, I must say, but it's a mechanic, so better than nothing, I guess. Interesting character Navlan, or whatever his name is, also pretty cool. I like his questline. Has nothing really to do, or maybe it has things to do with this area. Maybe he was a former colleague of Aldia, or he was another experiment of Aldia, who knows? Maybe he went mad, or Aldia wanted to help him, maybe he's a friend of him. Isn't really clear, but we can speculate, I guess. Or we can read a bunch of item descriptions, which I'm not going to do. Even though I need to make a video about that storytelling. Like, on the one hand, it's pretty nice that you have a bit of lore around every item. On the other hand, it feels kinda strange to pick up something and all of a sudden you know more about this thing. It's kinda... It's not immersive, but it kinda works to unravel the story. I'm torn. Like, I like this mechanic and I don't like it. But this is something for another topic, or for another video. This is a topic for another video. So level design is no special mechanic really. At least no noteworthy one. I don't feel like this destructible environments by enemies is a mechanic of this area. Like, they've used it once, where you get extra stuff. I mean, of course you have two ogres smashing through the progression path doors, but I could have opened them myself. So that's nothing special. Enemy placements is also kinda You have these acolyte dudes. What are they called? Dragon acolyte. Which is like, okay, it's just a regular soldier with a weapon and a shield. Nothing special. Old model, so you kinda don't see when they block. Or you can't guard break them for some reason. Then you have ogres in here. We've seen them already. Like, with regular humans, yeah. Regular humans with weapon and shield. We have ogres. And then technically all the other random ass enemies that were experimented on that you can free. A bunch of mimics, like 5 in total, I think. 5 or 6? 5 mimics, I think. Okay. It got variety, but it doesn't make it good, so to speak. Item placements... Nothing noteworthy, really. Like, this whole area is underwhelming. That's what I mean. Like, while the storytelling is good, the gameplay isn't. And this is a good example for what I'm telling. Like, in a lot of games, they have, like, world design versus level design, where either the world design is good or the level design is good. But in this game, most of the time, it's the level design that is good, but the world design suffers under it. And in Aldia's Keep, it's the opposite. Like, the level design is completely boring and forgettable, while the world design, like the storytelling, is fairly decent. It's quite good. But I don't know, I kinda, in a game like this, I kinda value while I like the lore and stuff, the gameplay is far more important, I think. I mean, we've seen it with Lords of the Fallen, where the gameplay is where there are a bunch of rough things in the gameplay, and then the game is not being played. And people dislike that game so much, and it's like, yeah, world design, I guess level design is more important in the Souls genre. Even though the story, like, you can make a fairly interesting story fairly easily, but I don't know. If I would rate this area, I would rate it forgettable out of 10. Whatever rating that would be. Gameplay wise, it's a solid 5, I guess. Like, it's the middle of the road. It's a gray area, so to speak. It's not it's not, how do you call it in English? Like, it's a gray area. It's not a very good area that you remember, and it's not a very bad area that you remember. It's something in between. It's an area that is so mediocre that you're forgetting it. I would call it this. Or the next area is much better. And not from the gameplay perspective, but from the looks and stuff, like from the idea. But yeah, this was Aldia's Keep. I actually made out of this boring ass and short level a 50-minute video. 52 minutes now. Yeah, I hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.